Hi everyone, Great Power 60 here. Welcome to 12 Weeks of Christmas. I have the camera in an awkward spot, so you'll have to excuse me. Oop, I'm sorry if I hit that. So now we are on to week number 2. And in week number 2, second week of Christmas 2021, Wool Hat Gnome Men. This is going to be a nice video. So join me as we make some gnome men. Hi everyone, Great Power 60 here. I was watching, I think she's Southern Belle. I'll link her channel below. She had these little hats, and you remember I made a bunch of these little hats a couple of years ago. And what she did was she used some wool. Now the only wool I have right now is this one, although I guess I could salvage some from some of these crafts that I did. And she made a little, either you want to call him Santa or gnome, and because the beard is not white and the hat's not red, this is my little gnome. I have been watching a couple of van life videos, and one of them was Chrome's Van City Van Life. I've been watching him almost from when he first sold everything in his apartment and moved into his van. And then he had a friend named Jeff, and Jeffy Bear is what we call him in his YouTube channel. He had a meetup here in Ottawa, my hometown, and I made him one of these with a little string so that he could hang it. And he really seemed to like it. I hope you liked it. Anyway, so I made this one, and the fur, the wool is really, really thick. So this is the second one that I made. If I remember during editing, I will show you what I made him. So this is my second one I've made, not quite the same. So I've got these other little hats, and I've put little styrofoam balls in it to kind of round the top, make it a little bit more solid. And pretty much everyone who has ever tried these things knows how to make the beard. So right now I've got 3 more to do. I've got this one that I've just finished, and you know, I probably could trim it more, but kind of like it fluffy. And then you can either hang him or use him as a decoration or whatever. Whatever. And all I did was take a pad. I used this pad, and I just go around it. As many, I didn't even count. I just kept going and going and going. And I think a lot of you, like I say, probably already know how to do these. Now I'm going to see if I can make it not quite as thick as the other one. So I may stop here. Yeah, I think I'll stop. I'm going to try it. If I don't like it, I can always add more. So then I'm just pulling it off. Keep track of that guy here. So I'm pulling it off. I'm taking one of my clear elastics that I have, and I am just going to tie it up, if I can, roughly in the center. I'm having more trouble than it's funny when you're on camera, eh? We always have more trouble. Okay. Now, you know, when I use any of these elastics for any crafts, I always like to use a reinforcement with the same colored wool or whatever I'm using to tie it again, because you know, if the elastic breaks, then the whole thing kind of falls apart, and you don't want that. Kind of the same when you're making those snowmans with either stuffing or with, I think I'll leave those in case I can use it for the beard. And now it's just a matter of cutting through the loops, just cutting them all through the loops. Yeah, when you're making snowmen and you don't want them to fall apart eventually, you know, the elastics get old, and you don't want to have it all fall apart after all your hard work. So I'm just doing that. Now I'm going to cut this, and I think, you know, there's a loop or two that I missed, but that's okay. No big deal. And this, wool, gosh, I can't even talk. This wool tends to be shed. It sheds a lot from the ends of it once you've cut it. So let me see which side I want to make it look like the front. And then, of course, you trim it later. So right now I'm just kind of pulling it all down, making sure that I've got all the loops. And if I miss a loop, you just cut it. No big deal. Okay. Now the next thing I'm going to do, let's use this cap. Let's use this one. So the next thing I'm going to do is I wrap it all in a ball. I take my hot glue. Now I've put a little styrofoam ball in there to keep this kind of rounded at the top. And I'm just going to add hot glue inside the hat to attach all of this wool. And I'm going to push it all in there. And again, just making sure that it all sticks. And you can have this as long as you want or as short as you want. So if you wanted it longer, you just use a bigger pad or whatever you have. So this one here, I think is okay like that. And we'll just play around with it. Now, I had picked up this craft storage container, but it had all these goodies in it. And I found, now if I can find one in here, here it is. I just used one of these little puff balls, oops, for his nose. You could use a bead. I don't think I have any wooden beads handy here, but you could put a bead there and make a little nose, or I'm using this as a big nose. I didn't know if gnomes have big noses or not. And I'm just going to hot glue that and tuck it in there. Now, my gnomes don't have any mustaches. Now, I suppose what I could do is, I'm just going to wait for that to cool, is when I'm trimming it, is to take some, or even take another piece, like, for instance, I could, let's get rid of that bead. I could take another piece and I could actually make it, but it just really doesn't show. I don't see any, you know, I could always just fluff a couple up, make it look like a mustache, I suppose. And now all I'm going to do is trim it down, and the trimming is totally up to you, how long or short you want it, how, you know, if you want it perfect or if you want it really scraggly. I think I'm just going to leave it like that for now. And there we have another little guy. I could easily take that little piece and snip it and make it look like a mustache. Snip it a little bit more, maybe use this. Make it look like he's got a little mustache, and then pull out here. And there we have it. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. I just wanted to share with you. I hope I've been in frame this whole time. Let's zoom in a little bit here. So here we have one little gnome and two little gnomes. So one has got a real bushy beard, and the other one is a little bit more refined. And you can bush it out, shake it out, and there we go. And then you can just use any kind of string or yarn. If you have another piece of this yarn, I think I might have, where I could tie it, and he could be hanging up in a tree, or on a decoration, or on anything. So there we have it. There we have our two little gnomes. I better zoom back out because otherwise, oops, sorry, wrong way. Anyway, and then you just can decorate his little hat, put all kinds of, you can put all kinds of goodies on it with berries and things like, just grabbing stuff from the side here. A couple of little anythings. I could cut this in half and put it on his hat. I think that would be really cute. I might do that. Cut that in half. I could have two pieces, and I could put that as his little hat. I think that would be really cute. All right, guys, thanks for joining me today. I just want to share another Christmas craft idea 2021. And I didn't know what to do with these little hats that I had. And now that after watching Southern Belle, I believe is her name, I've forgotten her first name, was showing how she turned these little caps into little gnomes, little gnome heads. And I think they're cute. And if you wanted to make a gnome, like, you could actually attach this to a little body. Another idea. All right, guys, thanks for joining me. We'll see you again soon. Bye for now. I thought I would just add this part to the end of the video because I decided to do some experimenting with some packaging, and I hope you will like what I've done. I'm using these 4x4 acetate boxes, and I've put the little men in there with a little bit of red shred. I put some snowflakes on there, and I've wrapped a red ribbon all the way around that can be just slid right off. And then on the top, for this one, I put Gnome for the holidays, and that's the little guy that's in there. And this one was the one that we did together, and I've added a little flower to his hat. I've also added a snowflake here. Did the same thing with the ribbon. And this one, I'll be Gnome for Christmas. And I'm just wondering if you can give me a comment below on what you think about the packaging. What I like is that I can, stack them, which I don't have much space here anymore for all my stuff. But anyway, that is what I decided to do. I added a little DSP on the back, just a 4x4 piece on the back, just to give it some backing so it's not all totally clear. All right. Thanks for joining me. Bye for now.